Hello everybody. One more time we are here in Chiang Mai in Theistic Media Studio. Is that right? And again to spend some time to speak about Krishna Consciousness according to our capacity and inner inspiration. So if there is any question that I can try to answer.
It seems that, or they say that when you come to Krishna consciousness, all the things in your life is being well adjusted. Is that true?
Can you repeat?
Yes. They say when you come to Krishna consciousness, your life is getting better and all the things became well adjusted in your life. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know about that. In some ways it is, but also we have to pay our debts. It's not escape. I mean, you have your debts, you have your karma. You understand my point? We have to pay our debt. We are not here to ask for guru or for anybody to clean our debts. So what is adjusted in as much as I understand is that you are now, you start acting, you start doing things and using your energy to please the Lord through His media. That means Sri Guru. So through Sri Guru and Krishna's associates, serving them, then you are using your energy properly because they know how to please the Lord. So you can't say you were pleasing the Lord, but if you're pleasing Krishna Bhakta, then you are well situated. And from then on, you have a better adjustment. You are adjusting yourself with the environment. But before you did so many things for you, for your own egotistic self, I mean your own selfish purposes in life, then you have to pay the reactions. And it doesn't mean because you came to Krishna consciousness you were free. Maybe you can have some more freedom, maybe not. We are not here to ask any freedom. We are here for service. And service means, I'll serve my guru as much as I can with my heart. But what I made as a debt, it's my own business. It's not his business. Then some devotees, they can come to Krishna consciousness thinking, if I worship the Lord, everything will be all right. I'll get a good husband, a good wife, and little beautiful kids, and nice house, live in Thailand, whatever you want. But maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it's not your karma, and you have to suffer a little bit in some hellish condition. And we've seen with many devotees, even great personalities, just out of example, they had to, to cross some. And I think in my own personal life, everything that is in favor, materially saying, in my own experience, in my life, is against my spirituality. Material facilities I had, and we all have some, but in my experience, everything I had in my favor was against my spirituality, was always playing against, was always reinforcing the strong desire to enjoy the world. And everything that was playing against me was in favor spiritually. So what means this adjustment? What I feel it's adjusted is like, now I understand what is my purpose in my existence, what I'm meant for, why I exist. That's the first, that should be the question of every human being. Why I am here, why I'm suffering, why I'm enjoying and someone is suffering, why I have to die. And all those things, they can be harmonized when you Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. When Gurudev gives us the first steps, the first ideas of our existence, then it goes deeper and deeper according to our capacity of digesting. It goes more and more in more higher levels according to your surrender. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasena sevaya. It's from Gita. Like when we surrender, the attitude of a servant means, you surrender. He's the doctor, we can say, just to give an example, he's the doctor of the soul. Then you surrender to that person. He's a specialist. He knows how to improve your condition. And some very special persons, very difficult to find, they can understand all the gradations in our confusion and in our condition in this material environment, that they can bring us up slowly. But what's the disciple attitude? To be adjusted. That's very important. Means surrender, service, and inquiring. That means the proper approach. When you are approaching your spiritual master, you need these three qualities. Then your life it's like quickly goes to some other levels of consciousness, because he's going to transfer to you if you have those three qualities.
Did you have some situations when you wanted to live Krishna consciousness, like rough time, tough time, and how did you handle that situations? What is your
Well, when it was extreme, I didn't handle it. I was going down, but the mercy of Guru is there. My Guru took me many times, and that was beautiful to see. He was worrying about my spiritual life. Then he took me up. Some things comes in life you cannot handle, but if you surrender, it's the case of Draupadi. It's a beautiful example. Draupadi, she was hopeless when Dushasana dragged her from her chambers and then presented her in front of the king's assembly. She was completely helpless. Then he started taking her sari because he wants to humiliate her, and she was fighting. And then when she was fighting, she was losing. When she surrendered to the Lord, because she was going to lose, but when she surrendered and gave herself to Lord Krishna, then sari started coming in a very transcendental way and covering her body. So Dushasana could not take her sari. So sometimes our attitude will have to be like that, because the tests will come for us. And in my humble idea, I think we don't know our weakest point. We know something, but Maya knows our weakest point, and she's going to hit hard there. But she's not our enemy. She's our best friend. She's testing us. She's testing our sincerity. When she comes with some plate, golden plate, and some stuff in the plate, like, you never tried this, and I know you want that. Then you say, oh Lord, this is very nice. Maybe it's Krishna's mercy. It's my Guru's mercy. Then sincerity is necessary. If you have a sincere heart, then you know, no, this is not meant for me. And regularly, it's going to come in terms of Kanak, Kamini, and Pratishta. And maybe subdivisions of those three aspects, but they are the roots. Kanak, Kamini, and Pratishta means association with the opposite sex, money or energy, acquiring energy to enjoy, and power, fame, opinion. Everybody has to obey your opinion, and you become famous, and they worship you. So they will attack you. Then sincerity is very important. And transferring everything that comes to you, you have to understand, You have to understand the negative side, how troublesome is all those three offerings Maya is going to present to you. They are very troublesome. They are miserable. If you try to enjoy that, it's miserable. But it's very hard to reject, because it comes in higher and higher levels of, in terms of refinement. It comes very high level, from simple offerings to very high. Like you can have a planet, you can be the Lord. It goes up and up and up until you reach the liberated stage. Then you have to give up everything and offer to the Lord in his different aspects. Like we are taught, like money you give to Narayana, Kamini we give to Lord Krishna, and fame, Pratishta we give to Gurudeva. When come for us, everything I know, every glory, anything that comes to me, and this is a beautiful example when we see Srila, great personalities, Srila Sridhara Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, when they are receiving the garland, they always say, they say, they glorify, they praise their Guru's name, always. I never seen Gurudeva receiving a garland without praising his Guru, and always praising. This is all his property. So this is practice daily, because it will come all the time. Will come to annoy, to disturb our practice, but it's not against us. It's in our favor. It's mercy. And sometimes we're going to even fall. And we have to be prepared to keep going. We cannot say, cannot be hypocrites and say, no, I'm free from this, I'm free from that. We are all sujeitos means subjected to the material nature. It's too powerful. It's too powerful. But by the mercy of Guru, Mukan Karoti Vachalan Pangulangaya Tegirinda, they are all, all of them, all the devotees, they quote those shlokas. By the mercy of Guru, we can, a handicapped man can climb mountains, and deaf is here. Mute, a mute man can give, can speak and give lecture. And a Brazilian can be a sannyasi. Then you understand. Sometimes people, I like that when Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he was in some conference with many yogis, and he had all his followers, like white guys, big Americans, shaved, shining, healthy, happy, and all yogis talking about yoga and this, and then they came to Swami Maharaj and said, Swami, what's your miracle? And Swami Maharaj just turned and said, they are my miracle. I think this answer is very beautiful and very sweet. They are my miracle. What was the question?
What do you do in such a situation? In a really, really
I
hard
approach
time?
my friends. Please help me. I always approach, because if you have, you need to know who can help you, because when you are exposing some weakness, some people cannot understand that, but some people, they will help you to grow and give you some strength. One of my good friends in this case is always been Srila Goswami Maharaj, because I call him from Brazil, Maharaj! And then, are you crazy? Then he chastises me, and he is very affectionate, and that a kind of affection. When my Guru was present, when Srila Govinda Maharaj was present, I had that freedom to call him personally in some situations, but now he's not present anymore. But I have my spiritual uncles, my elder brothers, they can help me, and even younger sometimes, anybody. We have to search help, and be just smart to get help from a right and proper source. In scriptures, no doubt, classes, whatever you can. We have so many things in our favor. Then it's not so difficult. But I mean, for me, association is the strongest one. It's alive. It deals with your problem there personally, understanding you, understanding your heart, and shakes you and wakes you up. Run, forest.
Okay, the next question. Some people consider living in the ashram is the best lifestyle, is the best thing that can happen. Others cannot survive any longer there. Should one stick to it or try to appreciate, or better not? So there are different types of people living in ashram. One can be totally happy there. The other is frustrated and confused. What's the secret how to come along and how to survive?
I think in this question, Krishna explains, we're going to follow our nature. We have our nature. We are born with some sanskar. And some sanskar is not suitable for ashram's life. Let's face, we have to be real. Ashram's life is not easy. It's tough and takes you, demands from you some different qualities. So it's a vocation. It's vocational. Then, how can you live in an ashram if you don't have that kind of tendency to live in an ashram? Then you're going to be frustrated and you'll be troublesome at the ashram. But it doesn't mean you can be outside of the ashram and have the same life. It's like brahmacharya and grihastha. There is no question. This is vocation. Some people can live and survive, but some people cannot. And we have to be sincere. And we have to adjust. The only person to adjust our problems is ourselves. No one will tell us. And Sri Guru can give you some directives, and anything he gives to you, you can, if he's giving to you, means you can overcome. He will never give to you something that you cannot do. That Srila Govinda Maharaj told me personally. That Guru Deva never gives to the disciple something he cannot make, he cannot do. Then I pretty much understand that ashram's life, and depend also the ashram. Some ashrams are more flexible, some ashrams are more rigid, because ashram life means rigidity, and we cannot escape that. Then you become that kind, you are frustrated there, criticizing everybody and not happy. But we need to balance. Our life cannot be miserable just for Krishna consciousness. Otherwise we leave. So we need some balance. And that balance you have to be honest and adjust according to your capacity and give the best you can. And we cannot also, another thing that I'm learning, we cannot imitate anybody. We have to stand in our own legs and see, like humbly, we have to see how we're going to approach Krishna consciousness, how we're going to surrender, what we're going to give. And slowly, if you have the heart to serve, then slowly, according to the necessity of service, you're going to acquire some special qualities. Then you're going to do miracle, things that you wouldn't imagine you could do. That's another point from the disciple. The disciple, he has to be ready to accept the challenge. When service comes, if you are grihastha living outside, if you are living inside the ashram as a grihastha or as brahmachari, whatever, when the challenge of some service comes, then you surrender and you try to do the best you can. Then you grow. But also, another day I said, we're going to follow our hearts, but also it's not sentimentalism, I saw many people saying, I follow my heart, and these persons are doing so much nonsense in the name of the heart. When I say heart, it means core, your most essential.
Inner heart.
Yes, the inner heart, the inner substance, that means you. But also that heart is guided by scriptures, by sadhus, by guru. You have guidance. It's not I follow my heart, whatever my heart tells me, and go to hell. That's what many people are doing. I follow my heart and I'm going happily to hell. Follow heart means, your heart is always being checked. I'm checking my feelings, I'm checking everything with guru, sadhu, and shastra, scriptures. Then if it's all right, if it's okay, then I proceed.
You have mentioned that Guru doesn't give you any task that you cannot fulfill. There is a question, what to do if you've been given some service and you have no idea how to do it and you think it's beyond your capacity?
Oh, you can try. Try. And be humble also. If you can't do that, just be humble. But it's like walking. We have to be sometimes like a child. The child, when the child is learning how to walk, you don't see ego in the child, and when he falls down, everybody laughs and claps, and the child sometimes cries, sometimes laughs, but he tries again and again and again. So trying will make perfection. And that's how I feel. We have to try hard. Every time something comes in our field, but also we know that if we train, we're going to get some skills. Then the ball is coming to us always. I don't know if you have been playing with balls like football or basketball, whatever ball. If you play nice, the ball will come to you. Your team will throw, then you have to handle. But to get that skills, you need to train. Then sometimes in the beginning you make some mistakes, but you cannot be disappointed with the mistakes. Like disappointments many times is due to ego. Like we are big ego, then we cannot admit we can fail, we can do wrong. But if we have that big ego, then you don't go back, you don't come back. You become too ashamed with some that I couldn't do my service. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't do. I will try again and again and again, until you get some skills to do that. So don't give up.
Back to the question with ashram. If there are some disagreements among the devotees, how to harmonize them, how to keep it in balance?
With affection. Gurudeva said, with affection. Affection is our harmonizing. And also, we have affection, but it's not egocentric. I'm the enjoyer. No, I have affection because they are servants. They are servants of my Guru. They are servants of the Lord. And everything that we are doing here is to please the Lord. It's a God-centered house. Then everything is, the harmony comes just in this contest. Then you have harmony. Yes, Portuguese is contexto.
Context.
Yeah, context. Then you are all serving, and it's not by the law. Our humility, our tolerance, and our giving honor to others, it's out of affection. Then affection is very powerful. It's going to sustain your position. It's going to keep harmony. If it's by the law, one day you're going to give up. You cannot, by the law, you cannot go forever in that mood. And also there is something that we have to learn. It's very hard when you try to be humble, tolerant, and offer honor to others, not expecting honor for you. The sensation is you are losing, because we are born, most of us, we are born like to knock people and get in front and get the best. That's the dispute in this mundane environment. Then you are humble. The tendency is that you become behind. How you say that? You start being like neglected, whatever. You feel that the world is like rejecting you. And this is true, because we are swimming against the current. That's the reality. That's the fact. That you can feel, but I'm not gaining anything. But we understood, we don't want to gain anything here. We don't want to gain anything here. We can do whatever necessary here for the service, but not for us. Then you can have everything. But we don't want to gain, the targets. Everybody's searching this mundane environment. We rejected. We already rejected. And then when you were trying to be like sincerely humble, tolerant, and offer honor to others, the sensation is like you were losing. You were losing space. People are grabbing things from you. People are like trying to take you down. And you surrender, you proceed with your service. Sometimes your service is leadership or management. Then you have to be, you're not a fool. You're not going to allow people to get your guru's stuff or to hurt devotees. It's all common sense. But if you follow with affection for other living entities, then it's endurable, Is that right?
How to understand that in the spiritual plane there is no good or bad?
Everything that what Krishna does is good. All his movements are good. But even here, if you understand, here in this environment there is no good or bad. But this is the view of some peculiar person. You're going to understand it's good or bad if you're selfish, if you're self-centered, if the pleasure is for you. Then you're going to see as good or bad. But if you see it's for the Lord, then there is no good, no bad. And everything you are being commanded to do, it's all good for everyone. I mean, transcendental good. It's not in this good like I'm enjoying or not enjoying. Because good and bad in this mundane environment means what is suitable for my sense enjoyment and what's not suitable. What I like, what I don't like. But it doesn't belong to the transcendental plane. What was the question again? Can you repeat?
How to understand that the spiritual plane, that in the spiritual plane there is no good or bad?
Yeah, we have to understand that the Lord is the supreme source of all mercy, all beauty, embodiment of all mercy. Then everything that's coming from Him, it's all mercy, all merciful and beautiful. But we need to understand those points. And more than understand, when you start living your spiritual life, you're going to grow in that conception. That's our conception. We have to grow in that concept. It's not just intellectually, because just with the intellect you can fail to understand that. It will be a change. You're going to change in your heart. But the Lord is all merciful. He's not a punisher. He's all merciful. Everything He does is mercy. Even if He's punishing you, is mercy, and it's sweet. So there is no good or bad.
It is said that you cannot love someone you're afraid of. How does it work in the spiritual life, especially concerning Gurudev? So I guess the question was, someone is afraid of his Gurudev. How to handle this?
I'm sorry for him. Who is afraid? Well, Gurudev is, my experience with my Guru, I was not afraid with him, but wasn't easy every day. Bhakti Lalita can say better because she has more time. She expended more time with him than me. I don't know, it comes, it's a person-to-person situation. What would you answer?
I'd say we're careful, not fearful. Careful approach with care, attention, see the mood, not to disturb.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean. Sometimes devotees get a little nervous and they can't speak.
That was words when Gurudeva, asking something for us. If you get like troubled by your mind, then you can't do what he's asking. But I think you can't love if you have fear. I think in the transcendental plane and the relation with the divinity, everything is in game. Everything is there. Everything is according to according to personal feelings. But I don't think this is absolute. You can't love who you fear. Because fear is there sometimes. In some cases fear is there. That doesn't mean it's covering love.
Could you please tell us about your first time in India, how people there are similar with your nation? Was there anything shocking, like culture shock?
The only thing that was shocking the first time was, I think was 87 or 88, I came first time. The only thing that was really shocking was people doing their necessities in the everywhere. I mean, I got a train, and they were like, you know, in the, how you call the rail. They were like in line.
Going to the bathroom.
Yeah, doing their necessities, you know, and that was shocking for me. That's the only thing that was shocking. And then I got so many things that were shocking, but in a positive way, and much more than in the negative way. Shocking, for example, in Vrindavan, one day I was walking, and one man, he serves yogurt in those pans, big pans. He's sitting in, you know, Sukhasana. And many pans are empty, and so many birds eating inside. Then I like to see, you know, the birds eating some yogurt. Then the man turns to me and, oh, they are all my family. I never seen that in Brazil. Like they would beat the birds or do something to run with the birds. And many things I saw, like taking care of other animals and being in some places they're not like that, but some sacred some sacred places, very special environment, very sweet.
What is your favorite place in India?
It's Govardhan.
Why?
I don't know, I think it's beautiful. It's everywhere you go is beautiful. So many temples, beautiful temples, and I like, that's the place, my favorite place is Govardhan.
Next question. You are a handsome man. What do you do if someone feels some attraction to you?
Run, Forrest. I have to digest the question too. We do whatever possible. And you know, it becomes part of your life, and you have to manage in a proper way. And also aging helps, because it's over for me. I mean, when I was 21, when I joined, I was brahmachari, and that was heavy and difficult. Then through the years, you know, you understand life, and many things in this life is over for me. And I'm happy being sannyasi. The main thing is being happy as sannyasi life. Like I heard from Srila Goswami Maharaj, he said, I'm a loner, and I'm a loner. And I'm not expecting to make someone else's life miserable with me. This is not in my plan. Then you know, all this experience and information, and of course with the main thing is the mercy of my guru, makes me overcome the situations. But I mean, you know, this is not due to me, this is my guru's mercy and my friend's mercy.
Did you have some situations when you had a divine revelation that helped you?
Oh, this is hard. I had some mercy of my guru, no doubt, I cannot deny that. My guru gave me some special treatment. He gave me some special things in my life that I won't forget. By his mercy, I won't forget. And it was very special. And was like, can I say extra mundane? Like supramundane. Was supramundane. Was, you know, wasn't this level that we are seeing here. But wasn't my side. My side was just being part of his game. That was my part, you know, I was his. Then he played with me according to what he desired. Then I could understand he was not a regular person. He was not someone who is like us. You remember in his veranda? Don't think that what you see is what he sees. It was a warning that Madhusudana Maharaj put in some And even Srila Maharaj said, Govinda Maharaj, he walks between us as he's one of us, but definitely he's not. Then all those things, and also some of his interaction with me, it's all due to him. I have nothing. As I told the first day, I'm a surfer, Brazilian middle class, what means, it's not big deal. And doing my life, then I joined Krishna Consciousness. From that point, you get some mercy.
What does it mean to abandon your guru? Is it when you move out of the ashram or to not follow his words?
Well, Guru Tyaga is something. When you reject your guru, it's a very drastic situation. When your guru is being bogus or this is one situation. You can be also transferred to a higher level guru, but doesn't mean you are rejecting him. But when you don't follow your guru's instruction, you are disconnected. When you don't follow your guru's instruction, you are disconnected from the current. When you get initiated, you plug in a special current. Means, Lord Chaitanya coming through his divine agents to us. Then you plug your life in that current. But if you disrespect or you don't follow, disconnect. This is the law. Can be different cases. According to your evolution, it will be harder and harder. It's going to be charged from you more. They know if I ask, they won't follow, and then they are disconnected naturally.
How have you met Goswami Maharaj?
I met him in Brazil at the airport. I went to pick him up at the airport. Is that the question? How I met him? Yeah. You remember in the first, he told that I was analyzing him? I was looking and analyzing. I can't remember that, but he can. I think I was trying to remember what was my mood that he took that feelings, that I was analyzing him. Because generally I don't do that. But he's brilliant, man. Then most probably I was doing that. I was analyzing him. So then I took him to the ashram. Then I started translating him. Then, as I told, I got some initiation, kind of, I was initiated in Srila Sridhara Maharaj's ways of thinking. Because I had to be very attentive in the translation. And I got some friendship, and immediately we got some affectionate friendship. He's not my friend in a sense that he's my guru. He's a senior Vaishnava, and he belongs to another level. So respect and etiquette must be there. But in the same time, he's very free. So he gives you, that's a very important point, I think so. Some devotees, they give you freedom, but you have to manage that freedom from your side. You cannot cross the boundaries. Otherwise you lose to be in their inner space if you do something that is not pleasant for them. So friendship with some respect and analyzing the situation, who is who, and always giving the proper honor. That was my fortune that I could do that. Then I feel I'm still his friend. He, after a few years, from 2004, I think it was the first time he came. So means 10 years.
What is the best seva you've ever had?
Seva?
Seva.
Take prasadam. There are many services that, preaching is beautiful. Preaching is beautiful. If you like debating and defeating, because if you know something, I don't know much of our spiritual culture. Like I told, I'm not a scholar, I'm not a pundit, But it's so powerful that if you know something, you defeat everybody. It's very rare to find some philosophy that can. No, it's not rare. It's impossible. No one can defeat Gaudiya Vaishnavism. It's supreme. It's coming from the Lord. Then, if you are part of that, it's very victorious, and there is a joy when you preach. You feel some. Your heart grows because you are seeing that. Am I explaining myself nicely? It's so powerful. It's so beautiful, and when you get to interact with the audience in a sweet way, then you get something beautiful, and then your heart is being fed. You feel your heart something beautiful coming. So preaching is a beautiful service. But every service, if you surrender to the service, is beautiful, is nice. And the service, that kind of service I liked, and I told Srila Govinda Maharaj, is mission. I love when someone gives me some mission. Then he told me, yes, because you like passion mood, you like Rajaguna. I like mission, like go and get that, cross those countries. And when I was in Spain, I was a butter smuggler, smuggling butter from another place. Was funny. Then I like those missions, when you have to do something like building a house that it takes you all your energy. All services, if you are living in an ashram or whatever service you take, if you give your heart, it's going to be nice. Like cooking, for example. Cooking seems very easy, but for me, cooking is a challenge, everyday challenge. Every day you just, I know everybody here has some experience. If you have to offer to the deity, then you go in front of the boga, the vegetables, and now what am I going to cook today? Then some adrenaline comes, you don't know what to prepare. Sometimes you don't have the ingredients, and you have to manage whatever you have in your hands. And then out of that, comes something very nice, and everybody likes. All the devotees, they say, oh, wonderful, because it was accepted. Every service has some special taste. And the main point, don't be picky, like choosing service. I'm a high-class person, I was at the college. I'm a PhD, I just do this kind of service. This is not our Guru Varga's mood. We cook, and if we have to meet the president, we're going to do that. We have to be honest and know our capacity.
One question from Kanti.
But most of times, just finishing, most of times, I'm the kind of person that I reject the service. No, I cannot do that. Then I do, and I go. Then you become happy. Like this road show we had, I was scared, like to confront many people, 100 people in one place, public meetings. But then when you go and you do, then you feel some happiness, you feel some blessings.
The question from Kanti Didi. What about the Madana temple? What is your feeling in that place?
Who is asking?
Kunti Didi.
Kunti from Brazil? Srila Goswami Maharaj's disciple.
Must be. She watches. Yes. She sends in.
Hi, Kunti. No, I don't know. I have no feelings. For me, it's just sightseeing. I go, I see the Lord is beautiful, some decoration. What can I say? I'm going to have some deep feelings about seeing the Lord. I just go because this is my duty. And I bow down and I pray, please, Lord, be merciful. That's some deities are beautiful, dressed, but I think it's just, exercise. I exercise. You go and see. I don't have that trip, I have some feelings when I went there, For me, it's all external. No revelation. Even in Govardhan, why I like Govardhan, maybe people can say, oh, he's forcing a little bit. No, I like Govardhan because there are some nice lakes, and I like they're beautiful place. This is just through my eyes, mundane view. I'm not seeing the inner Govardhan, the spiritual Govardhan as some very high personalities can see. I'm just seeing the external part of Govardhan. That's my misfortune. And we hope by the grace of our Guru, then we will see the deity, any deity we're going to see. They will see us and they will reveal themselves to us.
What is your opinion about all the customs and about all the rituals in our culture, in the Vaishnava culture?
They were all arranged, by our Guru Varga. So they're all beautiful. If I like to do all the rituals, I don't. But they are all hopeful for our spiritual life. And mainly, Srila Sarasvati Thakur, he adjusted that in an institutional way. Is that right to say? He adjusted, because before Vaishnavism Gaudiya Vaishnavism were not institutionalized. We're just families living that in some places. And then he made this big institution, Gaudiya Math. Then his disciples spread all over the world, mainly coming with Prabhupada Swami Maharaj. He came and started the Krishna Consciousness movement. Then the conception of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, also through Prabhupada's disciples and mainly Srila Goswami Maharaj, spread all over the world. Then Gurudeva came and adjusted for us. And if they gave these practices and rituals because they understand and they are sure it's going to benefit us in our spiritual lives. And some people, they are more, for them it's easier to follow, and for some people are a little more difficult to follow. I can see, if you have too much passion, it's more difficult. My friends and some disciples, they have too much passion. They like other kind of jobs. Then to participate in all the rituals in the temple, for them is more difficult. And for people with more sattva guna, more tendency to go attend the rituals, for them it's easier. And after all, they are beautiful. In my opinion, they're all beautiful. That was very attractive for me when I came to Krishna Consciousness, to see the aratis, to see everything, singing and dancing. Because, I don't want to criticize any church or anybody, but it was very boring. I grew up as a Catholic, it's very boring. The last speech of the priest, he was like praising himself and trying to be the mayor of the town, get votes. And all those guys, old, and all the rituals, it's like, it was boring. And Krishna Consciousness is more, has more life and vibrating, then I was more attracted to that. But also there is a trap. Srila Sridhar Maharaj in his classes, he says, we cannot be attracted by just the external features or rituals. We have to dive deep in the substance. We need to acquire the substance. And he even gave this example. How many years can you stay in these rituals without absorbing the substance? Then you're going to leave. You're going to be tired, because this is how you were just seeing material. You're not getting the spiritual substance. Then that is important. What we are doing here is not just rituals. We are trying to live internally. And the rituals and all the processes, they are helpful for our spiritual development. That's what is important. But if you just follow as some church, you go to the church Sunday, then you go home and do all your nonsense and your material life, then means the same that you had before in any other church. So all the rituals and all the programs, reading scriptures, it's to help you to go inner and to acquire the substance, the spiritual substance. And this is everybody's target. And I don't know if I can say duty. Otherwise, you're going to be tired. One day, I saw many people, they get like 20 years, 30 years, then they leave and they become another thing, you know, because they were not getting to the point. They're living, they were like just living materially, saying, you know, whatever.
External.
Just externally. So our pray means, you know, I want to go deeper. You know, when you were learning how to swim, and you were a kid and you start trying to go and but you can't go deeper and you just stay in the surface, we are pretty much like that. We are doing that noise, but we cannot go deep. But praying, you know, we're going to acquire some weight, and then with that spiritual weight, that sukriti, you go deeper naturally. And those practices are helpful. They are giving you that sukriti, that capacity, that fortune, that spiritual fortune.
We have one more question from Kunti Didi. Have you ever felt a deep regret about the minutes of association with your disciples?
Yes. One day I was very angry, and they all want to leave. Then I became from that time on, I understood I could not, you know, be angry anymore.
Another question. Bilva Mangala Thakur. Why did he had to put off his eyes if he was already going towards Govardhan, and if he was attracted by the spiritual world? And the higher taste is said to delete the lower taste.
Sorry?
Bilva Mangal Thakur.
Yeah.
He took out his eyes, but he was already on the way to Krishna, Govardhan, and we know that higher taste will cancel the lower taste. So why did he do that?
Who am I to analyze it? Srila Bilva Mangala Thakur. He's a very high Vaishnava. He's a self-realized soul who can say, you know, maybe Krishna's Parsada. Now, of course, Krishna's, but you know, that time, he's a Paramahansa Vaishnava. It's a very difficult question. I would say something like, you know, he was setting an example, like a radical example. Like, you know, nothing in this mundane environment is worth to keep, even your own eyes, if they're disturbing. And it was extreme what he did. And he was an example from the beginning. He set an example of his life. But analyzing Vaishnavas in his level, it's a very delicate situation because you can offend them. And I don't want to offend anybody. Our path is obstructed, trying to sometimes to analyze great Vaishnavas. And nothing is black and white, because you have some scriptures saying something. Is like an example. The scriptures, they tell us, you know, Gita and other scriptures, what's the behavior of a self-realized soul. But we cannot detect. Who can detect, you know, who is a self-realized soul? Do you have like a machine, or I used to say in Portuguese, a devotometer, that you get close to someone and indicates that the guy is a devotee, that guy is not, you know? No, you cannot. You never know. This is a very delicate subject. That's why you offer honor to everybody, because you don't know who is who. Even a dog you don't know. Maybe that dog is a very spiritual soul that came in a dog's body. In some cases of some devotees, the Lord is, by His desire, He doesn't want to take something that is left in His character. Character? Yeah. And Srila Sridhara Maharaj explains that. And Srila Govinda Maharaj explains that. The scriptures explain that. Lord Krishna, he owns that person. He owns that devotee. But He's not taking, some remnants of His, some mundane attachments or whatever. And He's setting examples. He's teaching. He's doing whatever He wants. Then it's out of our, small brain to analyze. Yeah, beyond our small brain. We should be careful. Any more questions?
Yeah, we're done. There are no questions.
Okay, we finish here. My Dandavat Pranams to you all. Very happy one more time to be here and to have all those sincere questions. I hope I could help in some ways and satisfy your necessity or your what?
Your needs.
Your needs in your questions. My Dandavat Pranams, my humble Dandavat Pranams to you all. Jai, Srila Gurudeva Ki Jai.